Hey guys, it's Ryan with Big Dog Investing. Thank you guys for tuning into my channel. If you guys could do a couple of things for me, if you guys can go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to my channel if you guys have not done so already. Click the bell notification down below so that YouTube can send you guys notifications whenever I release videos. Watch my videos all the way to the end. And if you guys could share my videos and share my channel with anyone, I'm trying to grow my channel as much as I can. I definitely need your guys' help in doing so. Getting started today is going to be Sunday, February 19th. Uh, Sorry, videos haven't been coming out every single day. There's not a lot of news that's been going around that's impacted the financial markets. So they'd be like, 3 to 5 minute videos. So I'd rather do a comprehensive report. And then I've also been sick the last couple of days. So it's been hard to get up and do anything right now, besides going to and from work. Um, but I wanted to touch on our giveaway. So we are at 96 subscribers right now. Once we get to 100 subscribers, the following video could be the next video. You guys would have 24 hours after I post the video to like and comment on the video, and then I'll run through and figure out a website to do a generator, or I might just like take whoever commented on the video and put them on a randomizer. And I would go through and vet those and make sure that, there's no bots. Cause I've had a couple of videos where, immediately they start talking about, people in finance. Oh, follow this person. They've made me a bunch of money. And those are just bots. So no bots would be allowed in the giveaway. But it's going to be just something small. It's 100 XRP tokens, which is the equivalent to like $39 right now. um, so it's not a whole lot, but I'm a small channel and I'm not getting compensated as of right now. And, I'm just doing this for fun. So it's me just giving back to you guys for taking your guys' time to watch my videos and support my channel. So I would give you guys either 100 XRP tokens, which, is preferred. But if you guys would prefer a different cryptocurrency, I would do the equivalent of whatever the price is in a different cryptocurrency. Or I could just Venmo, or I don't have Zelle. I don't know. I can get Zelle or something like that. But I would figure out a way to make sure that you guys got the money, and I would message that person individually and get their contact information and figure it out. But the rules would be when I create the video, you'll be able to hear officially what I'm going to require you guys to do for that. And some videos I get like 83 views right here, but then 2 days ago or 3 days ago I got 16 views. So you guys right now, this is just basically free money, that you guys could get. If you guys get 16 views but no comments, if you get 1 or 2 comments, it's 100% or a 50% chance that you guys might win that giveaway. So make sure you guys keep following along. Once we reach that 100 subscribers, I'll talk about the giveaway in the following video. Getting into our daily market update. The total market cap for all cryptocurrencies right now is $1,117,000,000,000. This is a 0.08% decrease on the day. So we've been up and down the last couple of days for crypto. It hasn't been a whole lot. We just briefly touch over 25,000 and then we drop back down. So if we look at the Bitcoin chart, we briefly touched $25,000, which was great, and then we tanked, and then we started to level off, and then we just dropped just a second ago. Right now it's 9 o'clock, so 3 hours ago we dropped to 23,900, and we're already back up to 24.4. So it's not a whole lot of price action. We're kind of staying stable. It seems like there's these drastic changes in price action, but it's just people in buying and selling. But we're relatively staying in between 24 and 25,000 right now, so it's good for investor confidence. Ethereum right now is currently trading at $1,688, and XRP right now is 38.87 cents. So, getting into our biggest gainers on the day, STX, which is Stacks. Sorry, guys. Like I said, I'm a little sick. Stacks is up 75.4%. I've heard of Stacks before. I haven't done a whole lot of research on it. And again, I'm not going to know every cryptocurrency, or any other person's not going to know. There's over 22,594 cryptocurrencies according to Coin Market Cap. There's no way you're going to know all of them. But I do know most in the top 100, or I've heard of them. But it's good if you guys hold Stacks. Congratulations. You guys are up 75.4%. Neo's up 24.7%, and then OKT is going to be up 22.8%. It was nice to see VeChain right here, VET. This is one that I would look into. They're a great cryptocurrency trying to solve the supply chain crisis right now, and supply chain management. So that's one that I would look into. I do hold VeChain, and then Filecoin was nice. Solana, this was nice to come up for Solana holders. I used to own Solana. I bought into Solana at like, $14 or $15. And then when it ran up to the last time it hit $25, I did exchange and sell those tokens. So it was nice to see, I just exchanged it for another token. I'm not a huge fan of Solana, but I know there's a lot of people in the ecosystem that like it. Just with a lot of controversy on the network, I just decided to get out of it pretty quick, but I kind of figured it was going to have a nice run up. Hex, I've been seeing a lot of news right now on Twitter about Hex, so that's one cryptocurrency that I'm going to look at. Um, and Dot was nice to see also. So like a lot of these, about 50 coins are red, 50 coins are green. So overall, a good day. Getting into our basically, I point out one person or one thing that was great for society. I want to do this every single time for my videos, so if I forget, I'm sorry. But Southwest Airlines, now I'm not a huge fan of airlines or their management policies and the way that they handle a lot of things, especially through COVID and then also overbooking flights. But Southwest says that we are honored to fly our loyal friend and hero Kaya home to rest after a lifetime of hard work. Through her career, Kaya flew with us over 250 times to help establish the Pause Act, which united veterans with service dogs. So Kaya was the dog. That helped support and basically was the inspiration behind the veterans the Pause Act, which helped veterans be able to take service animals around with them. So this was really great to see Southwest coming out and sponsoring this, or not really sponsoring it, but bringing things to light. It's sad to say that Kaya was diagnosed with an uncurable cancer, and unfortunately that she was just flown to probably get euthanized. But it was great to see, somebody showing some good things that are happening going on in the world, and I want to spread awareness to that. Getting into our Watcher Guru news, Vitalik Buterin was just 19 years old when he wrote the Ethereum white paper. So that was kind of crazy to see. I'm not a huge fan of Vitalik Buterin or a lot of the stuff that he's posted. He's posted a lot of controversial stuff. I'm not going to get into it. If you guys want to look at his previous tweets, you guys can. And I'm talking about years ago. But it was kind of crazy that at 19 years old, he's the founder and creator of Ethereum network. This one was kind of interesting. Instagram to start selling verification for 19 or $11.99 a month, so $11.99 a month. This is just following what after Twitter did with their verification process, and Crypto Mason or Mason vs. Loose commented and posted something about people were paying upwards of 20,000 plus for verification check marks on Instagram at one time. Twitter was costing upwards of 10,000 plus. In the blink of an eye, the value has been reduced to $8 to $11 per month. Insane what is happening right now, but seriously, amazing in my opinion. And I agree. It's kind of nice that a bunch of people can get verified now, but you're going to have a bunch of people and a bunch of bots now coming up with these blue check marks or their verification marks on Instagram. Um, and all of that's just going to be off the cost of whatever it takes. So basically more scammers are going to be in the market and stuff like that. So make sure you guys look at the symbols or the names of the people and make sure they're spelled correctly. So like whatever the @ symbol is, make sure that you follow those individuals and you check the spelling correctly before believing any of the stuff that gets posted. Um, Bitcoin surpasses Visa by market cap, so it's nice to see Bitcoin now dominating over Visa per market cap. Um, Getting into some kind of controversial news a little bit right here. Stuart Alderati says, to the extent that the mere will of an agency official or agency itself is permitted to exceed the authority granted by law, the government becomes an autocracy. Against this threat of officialdom unchained, the court has always been vigilant. Johns versus the SEC. And this is basically showing that as of right now, the SEC has been able to basically decide how they're going to rule by law. They're not ruling by law anymore. They're ruling basically by the authority of their own jurisdiction. And as of right now, they're going against what Congress wants and basically ruling by authority rather than coming out with clear guidelines. And for the lawyer that's representing Ripple in the case, I wanted to point that out. This was kind of really interesting, and this is something that I kind of want to bring to light for those of you guys that don't know. It says right here, digital ID. They will try to sell it to us for your financial security or for your convenience, but actually it's for their control and surveillance. It's a digital Ponzi scheme dressed up as a virtue. So in this video, he talks about this guy's from the World Economic Forum. I don't know who he is, but he talks about how basically you're going to get a digital ID and basically it's going to be able to track your carbon footprint. Basically, you're going to be able to determine how far you've traveled, what modes of transportation you've taken to basically make sure that you are being a model citizen. So you guys can go to sleep with like a clear mind and making sure that you guys are protecting the environment as much as you guys can. But in my opinion, they're kind of coming out and saying this is what they want to do, and they want you guys just to be aware of the things that you guys do. But it's a way of controlling what you guys do and basically figuring out how society runs itself and how the people act, so then they can basically make up their rules and governance as they choose. And this was kind of interesting. It says, notice how calmly they justify freezing people's accounts and then try to gaslight you into believing their economic violence was justified. If you live in Canada, by Moreno, your freedom of speech depends on it. So basically, in this video, for those of you guys that don't know, Canada had a huge convoy. They call it the Freedom Convoy. So during COVID, they were talking about how truck drivers were going to need to get vaccinated and stuff like that. And the truck drivers basically went on protest, went on strike. And basically, anyone that was a Canadian citizen that was in the convoy, all of their bank accounts got frozen. And basically, people were trying to send them money so that they could basically pay for gas to keep their trucks running because they were blocking roads. Um, and basically get food because a lot of these individuals, all of their assets were frozen from their banks. So the government had a huge grasp over reach of power. With their Canada Emergencies Act, and it came out, and the government just recently, as of today, I believe, or maybe it was yesterday, came out and said that the Canada Emergencies Act was justified and they have the ability to do that as they choose. And in my opinion, this is just wrong. Like, how can a federal government come out and basically freeze the bank accounts of their citizens for protesting? Like, here in the United States, you have a freedom to protest, but if you protest the wrong way, they're going to freeze your accounts and basically make you starve or freeze to death, because that's what these truckers were doing. They were sitting in their trucks blocking roads, saying that they didn't want to get vaccinated and they were getting frozen. Their bank accounts were frozen, and basically people were using cryptocurrency. That's what they were ended up doing, was using cryptocurrency to help pay for some of their stuff. But if you were caught doing that, your bank account would be frozen also. So it was kind of interesting. And there's a little bit more on this. So Trudeau's plan to sell your healthcare records. This was kind of interesting. So right now, there's a plan right now for Justin Trudeau to basically come up with a digital ID, and it's basically going to keep track of your guys' healthcare records in Canada. And if basically the governments didn't agree, basically if you didn't abide by this, you didn't get a digital identity if you were a Canadian citizen. What was going to happen is they're going to basically freeze all healthcare funding. So they're going to hold your healthcare at hostage. This is an opinion paper. It says Trudeau's plan to sell your healthcare records to Klaus Schwab doesn't exist. It's fake news. So in this, basically, they talk about how they're going to keep track of all of this stuff. Where is it at right here? Regarding your healthcare records, but it is nothing to it. They were talking about how in this article, I'm trying to figure out exactly where I read the whole thing, but basically they're going to use your healthcare records to track how many surgeries they're going to do. They're not using it to basically look at your guys' records and figure out what your guys' healthcare is like and how many times you guys go visit the ER or an urgent care center and stuff like that. This is just a way of keeping track for the government wise, and they already have healthcare systems in place. So why do they need a digital identity from every citizen if they can just go to a hospital and just say, hey, let me collect your records on how many surgeries you guys had? So this is just another form of what they're trying to do, and they're trying to sell you this plan. So, don't listen to these people who are writing these articles. This is right here is the fake news right here telling you that they're trying to do this for your guys' own benefit, because it's a lie. It's a complete lie. It's a complete sham. Make sure you guys uh, fight this as much as you guys can if you guys live in Canada. David Schwartz, he's the CTO of Ripple. He came out and says, quite possibly the most important thing that the First Amendment protects is the right to speech. Deliberate lies on the issues of great public importance. Why? Because there's no other way to protect the right to disagree with an official. Truth. Once the CDC said masks wouldn't help the public control the spread of COVID, how could anyone who said otherwise not be deliberately lying. Once Obama authoritatively announced that you could keep your healthcare plan if you liked it, how could you disagree without lying? Nothing but a constitutionally protected right to deliberately lie on current issues of great importance is sufficient to allow people to disagree with government blessed truths, all while the course only a minor fraction of what the First Amendment protects falls into this category. This is among the most important freedom of speech rights. The winners of elections cannot be permitted to decide what arguments those who challenge them are permitted to make. If you are, you do not really have a democracy, only the illusion of one. It is that important. So, and I agree with this. Basically, when the CDC said if you wear a mask, you'll be able to stop the spread of COVID. And obviously, that wasn't true. Then they came out with a vaccine and said if you get vaccinated, you can't get COVID. And if you guys work in healthcare, know anything about healthcare, that's not true. Vaccines are supposed to help prevent. They're not 100% protection or 100% cure all. They're supposed to help protect or reduce the severity. So it just keeps on lies by our federal government. And then Obama, when he came out with the Obamacare Act, basically you could keep your guys' own private healthcare. That turned out to be a sham. A bunch of people, including myself, had to pay a bunch of money on top of it to basically afford healthcare. I was going from paying over, like $130 to $150 a month to paying over $370 a month for my healthcare just because the Obamacare Act came out. And I thought that that was bogus. I thought it was bullshit that I had to pay more money because they wanted to come up with this new act. And you can keep your healthcare plan, but don't worry, you're going to have to pay a fortune for it. This was kind of interesting right here. John Deaton comes out and says that the 2025 is the earliest we will get comprehensive crypto legislation passed into the law in the United States. The war will continue to be waged in federal courts across the U.S. Even if Ripple flat out wins, the SEC will argue that it has no impact because each case is different. And I 100% agree with this. Not the fact that 2025 will be the earliest we get comprehensive, but if Ripple wins, which I do think that they will, but I have to be transparent. And, there's always a chance that, yes, they can technically lose in court. But if Ripple does win, and XRP is deemed not a security and is considered a commodity and it is a cryptocurrency, the SEC will still go after other cryptocurrencies, even though they know that they are wrong for doing so. They're going to say, well, this cryptocurrency right here is considered a security because it operates differently than what XRP does. And I agree with that. That's the part that I do agree with. I hopefully we see something that comes out after this Ripple case ends and we don't see a 2025 for the earliest for crypto regulation. It was nice to see this, and I'm kind of agree and disagree with this, especially after the FTX collapse with FTX Arena. Basically making limelight of a bunch of this stuff. People need to be transparent and stuff. So it was nice to see XDC. If you guys don't know XDC, I would look into that token. Again, no financial advice. Nothing I say or do should be considered financial advice, and you guys should do your guys' own research. But it was nice to see that XDC network has their logo on jerseys, and this is nothing different than any other company. So this is why I agree and disagree with it. With sponsoring rights in the NBA now, you can have a bunch of stuff on your jerseys, and I don't think that baseball has it yet, but you have these teams now that are allowing to put logos of other companies for promotion. So a company will pay a bunch of money to a team to sponsor them and basically be able to put their logo there. I disagree with being able to do it, but if you are, it's nice to see the ones that you guys are invested in on. That's why I didn't like the FTX Arena. FTX Exchange had the FTX Arena named after it, and then after the FTX basically stole all the investor funds and filed for bankruptcy. That really ruined a lot of people's outlook on cryptocurrency. So it's like a double-edged sword with this one. Mason vs. Luce ended up posting this, and I wanted to show about this because there's a lot of controversy going along with the ISO 222 coins. A bunch of people are saying that these coins are basically 100% going to be the coins that the federal government uses, and that's not the case. There's just basically he comes out and says there's no such thing as an ISO 222 compliant crypto coin, not XRP, XLM, or HBAR, not any coin. The only thing ISO 222 relates to is financial systems using the compliant messages. Ripple does use this, which is good news. The coin featured in the viral ISO 222 chart were very lucky to be included in that chart. Basically, he comes out and says that a lot of these coins basically were being put into on Wikipedia. A bunch of people were changing it. So these are the coins that basically use the ISO 222 messaging system. So, getting into some of these coins, Ripple right here uses the XRP token, IOTA, some of these other ones, Stellar right here, Algorand, USD, and XDC, the one that we just talked about that's on the football jerseys right here. These are all the coins that, are the ones that you guys should look into. Again, no financial advice. But Ripple, IOTA, Stellar, Algorand, and XFIN, which is the XDC token. So I just wanted to point that out there that there's a bunch of controversy going on with this, and these aren't ones that the government is basically saying are ISO 222 coins, but they're those ones that are compliant in the messaging service. Zach Rector says, "Prepare to be shocked." It's right here. Add to the fact that Professor Grunfest, which is a former SEC commissioner, wrote that the five things commoners 5 days before the lawsuit, and that there is clear breach of duty and de facto regulations captured. So basically, time to unseal the Hinman document. So basically, being able to come up with these guidelines or coming up with uh, any types of rules or regulations or basically crackdowns 5 days before you guys leave office is complete BS. If you guys wanted to, you guys would do stuff while you guys are in office where you guys can get questioned and stuff like that and asked why you're doing the things that you guys do. So I do agree that it's time to unseal the Hinman documents, and I do see that there's going to be a lot of information that's going to come out, and that's why the SEC has refused time after time after time about actually giving those documents, even after they were told by the court of law over 6 times to release those documents, and still did not, and then finally handed them over, but they were redacted. So in my opinion, this is complete honesty right here. We are going to be prepared to be shocked. This is another interesting thing that just keeps on showing why Ripple is going to keep on dominating as a company, and the XRP token is the one token that will be used in the financial markets. So will Ripple sign Singapore as the next CBDC, sorry, customer, which is a central bank digital currency? So there's a bunch of countries right now that are using Ripple for their CBDCs, and in my opinion, this article shows that the reasons why Ripple will probably be taking over the Singapore network also. This one was kind of interesting. This is why my concern with the SEC versus Ripple case is really at this point. Will XRP escrow be affected, and will retail investors be able to continue to get XRP in the same manner prior to this case? So this is Jeremy Hogan right here. He basically is a lawyer, and he uses his platform, Legal Briefs, on YouTube. If you guys don't know, I'd watch a lot of his videos. He talks about the Ripple case, but in here he talks about how the sorry, the XRP tokens that Ripple is sold through their escrow accounts. The first ones are considered possibly by the court of law considered a security, but then anything after that is considered a commodity because we don't have an investment contract with Ripple. We didn't buy the coin strictly from Ripple. We bought them from other individuals, so they cannot be considered the security, and because there's no investment contract. But what would happen to Ripple if they basically lose this? Would they be forced to burn all of their tokens? Would they be forced to register the rest of their tokens as securities until they're officially sold into the market? And that's what's up for debate right now in this. And in my opinion, this is a really good video. I'm going to link this as again with everything else in the comments that you guys can listen to if you guys choose to. John Deaton comes out and says, "Let us not forget what a federal judge recently said about the conduct and behavior of the lawyers in the SEC. Says the hypocrisy in arguing that the court on one hand and then the speech is not relevant to the market's understanding of how or whether the SEC will regulate." So this is really hilarious. So the judge in the case, and I believe this was Judge Netburn, so this is the judge under Judge Torres right now in the Ripple case, basically said that the SEC lawyers' conducts in courts are completely false, and that basically came out and said that the Hinman speech, even though it said that Bitcoin and Ethereum were considered not securities, and everything else could technically be considered a security. So basically giving regulatory clarity to Bitcoin and Ethereum only, while all other coins are not up for debate, should not be relevant to the market's understanding and or how or whether why the SEC will regulate certain coins. So this is really good news, and it's nice to see these pointed out, because a lot of you guys, if you guys are just getting into the markets, did not realize this stuff was going on. And the last thing that I wanted to touch on, Mason Versluis said again, at the end of the day, I do not care one bit if you buy or don't buy a coin that I talk about, just educating about the greatest utility coins on the markets. And this is what we try to do. We try to spread awareness because we want everyone to succeed in this world. I don't want to put anyone down. I don't want anyone to fail in life. And I want to give anyone the best chance that they can, and the news and power to basically make their own financial decisions. Obviously, do your guys' own independent research, but I'm trying to bring awareness to a lot of cryptocurrency coins. And he's getting a lot of heat right now for something with Hex and another cryptocurrency that he chose to talk about instead. And in my opinion, you're going to get a lot of hate no matter what. Just push it to the side because nothing else matters. He's here for the community, and like me, I don't care if you guys buy into crypto. I'm not telling you or forcing you guys to do anything. You guys are the ones that go into the exchange, log in, put in your guys' own money, and buy tokens. I just tried to give you guys the information so you guys can make decisions on what to look at specifically, or what you guys just open up your guys' eyes, I guess I can say. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to become financially free and not work a 9 to 5 till the day that they die. And we'll end it right there. If you guys can invest with a big dog, stay on the porch and have a good one.